Good afternoon, everybody. Lori here from the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I'm most pleased to be here today. It is my joy to share what sets us free from being miserable in life. It is my joy to share what it is that connects the spiritual and the practical, because we have enough dogma to last us, as many lifetimes as we've been through this stuff. And it is now time for us to get real. It is time for us to be able to receive all that we've been told that we are. Oh, you're one with everything. Oh, you are so amazing. Oh, you have all of this wonderful, wonderful ability, and it's God-given and all that stuff. And that's true. But then the question is how? How do I use it? How do I make use of it? How do I know what this is? How do I get out of blind faith and into practicality with my spirituality? How do I do that? And it's all about thinking for ourselves. It's all about questioning, which it turns out what I've learned is that that's the feminine. Who knew? But that's the feminine. Asking questions, being dubious, being an open-minded skeptic. I want us all to be open-minded skeptics. The skeptic part is really all about, I need to prove it to my own nervous system, to my own feelings, my own senses. That's the deal. My name is Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I'm on a mission to prove to you that there's nothing wrong with you. You have been programmed. And to show you ways in which you can open the doors so that you can walk right through and go, I'm done with limitation, baby. I'm done with that stuff. I'm done with damning myself before I even try. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. Where you give yourself time to grow what's real for you. You give yourself time to do that. And you also learn that you have everything you need, but you learn it in a practical way. You don't learn it in a let's have faith way, this sounds very nice way, a let's make another meme way. We have enough memes, we have enough dogma, it's not helping. Wouldn't you like to actually be able to use your spirituality, your way of thinking, your practicality in ways that actually support you, move you forward, and bring you up? Of course you would. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I support women leaders in getting rid of the dogma, rid of the patriarchal castle that's been internalized by all of us, that says you don't matter, what you feel doesn't matter. That is not true. In fact, your power, everybody's power, lies in the emotional, in the sensing, because that's where the vibrational frequency that we are begins. When you are able to come to your life from a place where you actually are feeling what the impact is to you of the things that are going on around you and the things that are coming up within you, and you say, I'm willing to stay here, I'm willing to be at the center of me, and I'm understanding that this is not something that I have to have a degree in, and this is not something I have to be, saying to God, oh, please forgive me. You're fine. You're okay. You've been brainwashed. You've been hijacked to believe that you are separate from that which you are. And it's not true. Hey, Lauren. Nice to meet you. Or nice to see you. Not a follower. Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. We have been hijacked to believe that we are subject to rules that have nothing to do with vibrational and divine and spiritual and self-based reality. We've been taught that you are not worthy, that you have to beg for favor, you have to be a great person, whatever that means in your own mind. But we've also been told that you are a co-creator. How on earth do those two things go together? Right? And they don't. So what happens for us is if we start to look at these things that really don't make any sense for us, we can start to narrow that gap between us and what we think of as our own divinity. and our own smarts and our own strengths and our own ability to be everything that we keep thinking, I'm meant to do this, I'm meant to be that. You are. If you feel that strongly, and if you've held that for a long time, then I'm telling you that is within your grasp. It is already in your hands. The thing that's missing is that you've been hijacked to believe that you don't have any personal agency. So we have to think for ourselves. We have to think about this for ourselves. Now, if you are a woman leader, if you are somebody who is leading your life, right? It can be that simple. But if you are a woman who wants to be really a leader of your life and you are wanting your sovereignty, hello, Paragon, then you're invited. You're invited to consider a weekly practice of opening to our actual strengths, of walking past the patriarchal limitations that we've all taken in and made our own. Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't know how. Oh, I never did, so I never will. And our brains tell us all of our limitations. This is the job of the brain. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the job of the brain to tell you what has happened. That's its job. Okay? Its job is to order things and to tell you what's happened. Those are great jobs, man, but they're not the only jobs. The other jobs are from your emotion, from your senses, your intuition, stuff that gives you the ideas that go past the what is into what can be. So we talk a lot about that in spiritual circles, in personal growth circles. I can be whatever I want to be. I can persevere. I can, I can visualize. I can vision. All of it true. However, from my perspective, it requires more than just thinking about something. It requires more than just visioning. It requires a kind of synthesizing within ourselves. And that sounds more complicated than it might be. Because what I'm talking about is clarity of mind and honesty of emotion. That's it. Clarity of mind, honesty of emotion. If you want to think for yourself about how can I actually make use of all of these spiritual and personal growth things and make it work for me. Make them work for me instead of me just endlessly running after them. God, have I been there? Instead of me endlessly running after them going, well, maybe I'm just suffering from bad karma. No, you're not. No, you're not. Hi, Devin, honey. I hope you're well, my sweet. Hope your head is good. No migraines. I have 3 friends right now who are struggling with that stuff. Crazy, crazy. Do you want to think for yourself? Because here's what we've been offered. I mean, it's like, it's a smorgasbord. Magnesium, it's a smorgasbord that we have in front of us if we only knew that it's food. It really is. It's so cool. So if you look at all the dogma, all of the personal growth dogma, all the spiritual dogma, all that stuff, what you've got is what you are spouting, what is being spouted at you, and then how you actually feel about it when you hear it. Does it lift you or does it make you feel like, God, I'm a loser? Because for me, mostly it made me feel like, God, you're a loser, or you'd better keep going, or I need to persevere, or I'm not there yet. I mean, it put me into this place of like, let me just judge myself for where I am and where I'm not. That's not helpful. I know we've been hijacked. The hijack is you need to suffer in order to get to where you're going. The hijack is you need to really, 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 really work hard so that you can relax. These are lies. I'm telling you from experience, these are lies. And I'll tell you my experience so you don't go, well, who the hell is this woman? But hey, 2 of you already know my story. So maybe wait until more people are in here, unless anybody has a question, and then throw it in the chat. I'll be glad to answer. But honestly, the hijack is all about making sure that you don't come into your experiential knowing that you already, on a daily basis, have access. Access to your mercy, access to your kindness, access to your healing, to your healed state. The patriarchal castle's whole job is to keep you in your head and away from your emotions. Sorry, I have like a piece of hair or something. I can't get it off my nose, whatever the hell is going on here. That's the patriarchal castle's entire job, is to keep you unhappy and trapped, to thinking that you are. The patriarchal castle is all based in keeping you trapped right here. Okay? Hey, Zach, how are you? And what that means is that the result of that is that we want everything to make sense except spirituality and personal growth. Like, we're told, just take this stuff on faith. I'm doing great, Zach. Thank you for asking me. We're told, take this stuff on faith, especially religious and spiritual. Now, religion's a whole different thing. I do Sunday talks, which are called the irreverent sacred. So that's a whole different thing. But if you really want to start thinking for yourself, if you really want to get free of the dogma, if you really want to have a direct experience of your growth on a daily basis, you either have to be so freaking miserable you're ready to look deeply, or you have to be the person who goes, I've looked at all the other stuff and I think I need to look outside the box. I want to start questioning this stuff. Like, for me, one of the big things was, what is faith? This was like one of my first big questions, was, what is faith? What is it? And whenever I ask these questions of myself, and whenever people talk to me, whatever, I feel how it feels right in here. Does it land in a way that I get like, does it land in a way where I go, oh? Does it land in a way where, oh, I see, like, I suddenly get like a feeling of like being in a giant field? How does it strike me? Because that's the only thing that's important. I don't care if you give me the most important bit of spiritual wisdom you got. If I am not in alignment with it to receive it in that moment in my life, it's the wrong time for me to hear it, to really receive it. Do you know what I'm saying? You are the authority of your life. You. And we have been so enculturated and brainwashed to believe that we are anything but capable, worthy, whatever, of being the authority in our lives. We have been brainwashed. It's a big lie that you are not worthy. It's a big lie that you are not capable. First of all, you're not worthy. You are worth itself. I got the receipts. Imagine you just had a child. You look down at that kid. Do you go, you're not worthy? Or do you go, God, you are worth. You are purity. Of course you say, you look down at this kid and you go, my God, you're perfect. You're purity. You're everything. So do you want to question what really, really works for you? And do you want to get done with not being able to have a direct experience of your own connection to Godness? I call it Godness. I call it a lot of things, but that's one of the things I call it. So I said, what is faith? And I could not answer that, because the answer would be, have faith in God. Well, what does that mean? What do you mean, what does that mean? It means to have faith in God. No, what does that mean? How do I apply it within my own life? See, that question alone will send people running out of the room. Because we get so accustomed to just being in our own patterns of thought that we get afraid to question and go deeper and find what really supports us. It's understandable, really understandable. But if you want to really ground your life in what is dependable, you want to ground it within you. Hi, Angie. Welcome. Nice to see you. You want to ground it in what's lasting. The only thing, look, we know that the body doesn't last. We know that eventually we pass on. We know this. But while you're here, your authority is how you feel, what you sense, what you intuit. Because you are an ever unfolding energetic being. And you are not the same from moment to moment. You have the ability to be consistently. For the love of God, child, go. My cat is having an absolute problem with this thing on the window that will not suddenly stay up. Okay, fine. Good Lord. Whew. What is faith? Having faith in God, what does that mean? Does that mean believing that God will take care of me? Well, but I've fallen down so many times, God didn't take very good care of me then. Oh, well, you're not understanding. Okay, well then tell what am I having faith in? These are the kinds of things that I went on this big long journey, and I'm still on it. I'm still questioning, because the more questions you ask, the more you open to possible answers that you didn't have. And that's exciting. That's where you find the freedom. That's where you find the expansion of who you are. That's when you find yourself free. Angie, hey. Right? That's when you find it. You keep going around and around and around in what you know, you're not going to get any more juice out of that orange. It's done. You already got it. You already have it. You need more. You need fresh oranges. Thank you for the rose, Devin. You're very sweet. Oh, roses. Yeah, you guys, listen, share this out. Keep hitting the screen. Lots of hearts. I do this for free 6 days a week. The only pay I ask for is hearts. And if you want to send me a gift, that's lovely. Especially sharing, because I mean, I have this idea that people are out there who would really like to know that they've been hijacked and what that means, so that they can let themselves off the hook. They can let go of the shame that is based on something completely false. They can let go of the imposter syndrome because it's based on something completely false. And when you see the truth, you are set free. That is the actual truth. When you see what's really, I mean, it's basic. Oh, I loved my girlfriend. Oh, I loved my boyfriend, but they cheated on me. And now that I know the truth, I don't love them so much. You are free from delusion. It's not comfortable because you'd rather love them and have them love you. But do you see what I mean? The truth that sets you free, it's not this mystical thing you can't grasp. It's just truth. It's just lived truth. Oh, now that I know that you really have been mean to me, that changes how I feel about you. It happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Not the in love part, but I had a friend. And I thought that we loved each other very much and were there for each other and were supportive of each other. And then she disappeared for 2 months. And when I tried to engage her in conversation on text, like, hey, I miss you, and like nothing. Like near ghosting almost. And I'm like, what is going on? And she said, I'm not doing social stuff right now. So suddenly I'd been demoted to social stuff. And I'm like, that's not how I do close friendships. Absolutely not. Nope. So I made it clear that we needed to talk. And I was like, I don't understand, but if you need to have room away from me, just let me know. I'm fine with that. If you need to have time to do whatever, let me know. I'm fine with that. If you're upset with me, please let me know. We can talk it out. I'm fine with it. Nope, just silence. And then finally one day, hey girl, I'm going out to such and such a place. You want to come with me? And I just didn't answer. I'm like, no, this is a boundary. I've learned something about you. You think I'm a convenience. Okay. All right. But I know that I'm not a convenience. I know that my friendship is worth gold because I know who I am. I know what I bring. I know I'm not perfect, and I know that I'm always ready to make space for other people's emotional reality. I'm always willing to talk about misunderstandings, to take responsibility, to let you have your responsibility. Like, I'm always in a growth mode and in a growing my heart mode and a growing of my understanding mode. I don't think you can ask for more, but that's me. So seeing the truth of where she stands and where I stand, and seeing that it's like this, it's not like this, I have to adjust my behavior. That's what the truth shall set you free. It sets me free from going back and back to a well that has no water. Did I grieve? Yeah. Do I wish this weren't the case? Yes. Do I wish that she would come to me and go, hey, how come you're so quiet so we could have a conversation? But if she doesn't do it, at least the truth set me free from going to the well for no water, because it's a dry well. This is why questioning, this is why asking questions, looking at what we say we believe and what we live. You've got to start asking yourself some questions if you want to get yourself really free in your life. It's a lot easier. I get it. I agree. It is a lot easier to just go with what you know. Way easier to just go with what you know. Oh, well, she's terrible. That's a horrible person. And blah, 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 whatever. It's like, I'm not satisfied with this. I want to live in a specific way. Now, I don't want to behave right. I don't want to be a good girl. I'm not into that. The name of my company is Goodbye Good Girl Project. I do not want to behave correctly. But the way I want to live is with the quality of life within me, where instead of being angry at me, I'm caring about me. Instead of punishing myself, I'm making room for myself. Instead of hating myself, I'm learning to like myself. Whole different game. It's a whole different game. And the patriarchal castle that we've all internalized to survive has got us running on self-hatred, self-blame, minimizing ourselves, believing that we are tiny when in fact, through our energy, we are as big as anything there ever has been. But we have to understand how that could be. And it is physics as well as metaphysics. It has to be practical. It's physics as well as metaphysics. And then we have to learn how to operate this mechanism that we have, which is called our humanness. And we've been using only this and very, very little of this. Claude says faith is a basic feature of how we navigate an uncertain world in everyday life. But it's always uncertain. Exactly. The only thing that I have ever found that is certain is my knowing what I'm feeling. Once I got to start to understand that I'm allowed to feel what I feel, because God, that's the biggest hijack of all of the patriarchal castle is you're not allowed to feel. In other words, you're not allowed to have your feminine. You're not allowed to be balanced. You're only allowed to be masculine, and not divine masculine, toxic masculine. You can only wrestle things to the ground and kill them. You could never support in your masculine. You can never be supportive in your masculine. You have to kill in your masculine. This is not a way to live. And this country, the US, is under siege from within itself. It's like, look what we've been running on. We've been running on bile. No wonder it's time for this to shift. And it's not that we're getting rid of men. It's not about that. We've got to balance the masculine, and we've got to rediscover the divine masculine. But we've most of all got to bring in the feminine. We're starving for it. We're starving for compassion. We're starving for care. We're starving for mutuality. We're starving for community. We're starving for self-care and self-liking and giving ourselves room to be. I mean, it's intense. So again, my name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I support women, leaders, and sensitive men in confronting the internalized patriarchal castle, calling bullshit on all of it, and making a difference in our own lives, and then watching what we create in our external. Paragon, as far as I'm concerned, I'm with Amachi, who says that faith, real faith, is having the faith in one's own self. Because when I know how I feel, if you say something to me that something in me goes, yeah, I don't believe that, and I go against it, I didn't listen to me. I didn't listen to me. It's not your fault. I'm not a victim to you, actually. It's me. And when I started realizing just how vast my responsibility is to me, how complete and how incomplete, like where the godness and I sort of, are. When I realized I need to look at everything as what is my part in this, but not from a blame place, from an energetic, what is going out there that is a reflection of where I'm standing in me. Then I had to start to find a way, hey, Whimsy, I had to find a way to bring some kindness to this experience, because otherwise I was going to kick my ass until I died. And that feels terrible. I mean, the patriarchal castle wants you to hate yourself. It wants you to distrust yourself, to fear yourself, not think for yourself. And when I say think for yourself, I mean think on your behalf. Think for your benefit. Think in order to benefit you. Oh, God, we can't do that. No, I have to follow the rules, because if I follow the rules right, all the gifts will be given to me. No, absolutely not. Not how it works. And you should know that, because you've been living longer than 5 years. You know this. Yeah, nope, Lori, I just can't go with it. I think I just haven't figured it out yet. There are things we haven't figured out yet, but we're never going to get to what we figured out by beating ourselves and whipping ourselves. That is not going to help. And if you are one of those people who can whip and beat yourself forward and get some success of one kind or another, I challenge you to tell me that you are a healthy, happy, well-balanced person. You may have success in that one way, but as far as being a happy, healthy human, I really doubt it. I keep thinking of, golly, what is his name? Ray C. Anderson. If you want to meet a really cool dude, sadly he has left us. But, hold on, smart. Ray C. Anderson is a guy who was in business. He was a billionaire. Okay, he's a billionaire. And Ray, according to himself, he called himself a robber baron. He woke up one day. You can't see it? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Paragon. Anyway, tell me what you mean. Ray C. Anderson. Oh, whatever I typed? Really? Do you see that? Anyway, Ray C. Anderson. Okay, cool. So there's a movie, and you can find it. I think it's like you can rent it for a freaking year for $10 or something, or at least last time I checked, you could. And there's a movie that was made about his work called So Right, So Smart. So this man turns like 60 years old. He's a freaking billionaire. He has the wife, he has the kids, he has the grandkids, he has the house. He's living somewhere in, I don't know, Arizona or something, and he's having a very, very cushy life. He started a business where he brought over to the US from England the idea of carpet tiles. Because up till then, if somebody spilled coffee on your carpet at work, you had to replace the whole damn thing. He saw this over in England and he went, oh my God, there's money in them thar hills. So he brought it over here, started his business, and within like 9 years or something, he's a freaking billionaire. Okay? So he's doing his thing, and they're polluting the waters, and they're just doing the thing that corporations do, which is not give a crap about the earth. And he doesn't even think about it. He's not thinking about it. He's focused on that frickin' ROI, that bottom line, that money. Never mind the earth, never mind people, never mind anything. It's just, let's just get a bunch of money and that will be great. At least I'm okay. Somebody sends him an email or something and says, I would like to know what your policy is for, I can't think of the right word, but for making sure that you are treating the earth right. And he was like, what policy? And he's like, I don't care. Somebody, and it's probably the same person, you can look up the story for yourself and see if you can get it clearer than I currently have it, sent him the book. I think it's called The Evolution of Business, something like that. So it caught his attention because evolution and business was like, I'm sorry, what? So he went and he starts reading this book, and it was like so early in the book, 23 pages, 25 pages. It's talking about how businesses keep screwing up the earth by not giving a care about it, and that we are killing species. We are extincting species. And that's what got him. He loved animals so much that stopped him in his tracks. And he said he had what he called an epiphanic spear to the heart, like an epiphany, like, oh no, look what I'm doing. Oh dear God, I'm killing animals? Like I'm extincting animals? And he woke up. He went, shh, oh. We've got to change the way we do everything. We've got to change the way we do everything. He went in the next day to work, and he had all of his people who'd been with him for these years. They were loyal to him. He was a lovely, soft-spoken, well-loved captain of industry. But according to him, he'd been a robber baron. He'd been robbing from the earth, from his own children, his own grandchildren, from the animals. He was like overwhelmed with remorse. So he goes in the next day to the meeting, and he goes to whatever, and he calls everybody to a meeting. And he announces that they're going to change everything. That by the year 2020, because this was 1990 something, early 1990s, I think, or maybe 1980s, we are going to have a zero footprint on the planet. A zero carbon footprint on the planet. So we're going to have to figure out ways to not use as much water. We're going to have to find ways not to dump into the water. We're going to have to find ways to... Some people started crying because they thought he'd lost it. Some people got really pissed off because he scared the crap out of them. They didn't know what was going on. But he was really good, apparently, at talking people around to seeing things from his perspective. Not necessarily agreeing with everything he said, but seeing what he was meaning. And so they started the journey. Little by little, they agreed. They were like, okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. They created different equipment. so that they wouldn't need to use certain kinds of natural resources. They redid everything. Within a few years, they had decreased their impact on the planet in terms of water by like 60%, 60%. Do you know how ridiculously huge that is? I mean, if you want to read about a dude who looked at what he believed when it was shown that he was completely wrong and what he was doing and went, let me bridge that gap. You want to go read about Ray C. Anderson. And he's on YouTube. You can find him on YouTube. His website, his business is still around. It's called Interface. And they even have some kind of an award for people who are on that mission. He became the godfather of, it's not evolution, of saving the planet, basically, of business being more conscious. He became the father of that. Beautiful man. He passed from cancer, sadly, in like 93 or 96. Check it out. Look at what you believe, what you say you believe, and the way you're actually living, and see if they match up. And once you see, as you will see, that they don't, you're also going to see something else I want you to notice. I want you to see how you blame yourself for that. Because that's the hijack. I haven't done enough meditation. Oh no, I'm stupid. Oh no, I'm not worthy. Oh no. I want you to see that. I want you to admit what you're thinking. And I want you to understand something. That's not you talking, that's your programming talking. That's your programming talking. Which is really good news. Because it means you don't have to beat yourself up to heal. That is like the best thing I could possibly, that's the best news I could give you, ever. But you have to think and feel for yourself, and you have to think on behalf of yourself. And it's such a core thing to do that the patriarchy in you freaks out and goes, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. That threatens my whole existence. Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. Has your existence been that freaking good? If not, you might want to at least just think about it. Interesting to me, there seems to be nobody in this room at this moment. I don't know if that's true. If you are here, let me know. But because the numbering thing on this TikTok live studio is not always accurate. Paragon's here. Thank you. Thanks, hon. Yeah, I just keep going because I don't think the number thing is working correctly. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I appreciate knowing. So thank you. How does this strike you? What I'm saying. Anna Marie, hi, honey. How does what I am saying land in you? That's the most important thing. Not how do you think about it. How does it feel? Hello, Lovey. How does it land in you? This is the only witnessing, the only judging, the only set point you need to care about. I don't care if I tell you all day long millions of truths that are spiritual. If you're sitting over here going, it's all hitting me wrong. That's not you making me wrong. That's you going, this is not where I am right now. This is not what I need right now. Trying to follow that paragon. It doesn't work. It always shows I'm not on, even if I was there through. Oh, I get it. You need a stiff drink, girl. I wish I had 2 glasses of wine on last Wednesday, and I regretted the hell out of that. I stopped drinking because I got diabetes, and suddenly the taste for it went away, pretty much. Yeah. So what do we use instead of a stiff drink? Being outrageously good to ourselves. God dang it. You know. So I want to repeat this. I want to see if you guys, I would like to hear if you feel like sharing, I would like to hear how this hits your system, how you feel, okay? Here's the deal. The thing about thinking for ourselves, thinking on behalf of ourself. What is it that we say we believe? What is it that we live? And what are you saying to yourself about the difference, about the distance? Because the distance, it's not you. It's not you. It's the programming. It's the installed beliefs, the installed idea that you are naturally flawed, that you cannot possibly be an unfolding flower of remarkable uniqueness. No, you must be darkness, and you must find your way back to the light. Garbage. It's garbage. You are the light. You are created of light. You are made of the light. You are the light. You are the one. Oh, you have to go? Well, thanks for being here, Crunchyroll. I'm here tomorrow at 5 Eastern. Have a great night. Thank you, thank you. Follow me if you want. That stuff in between. Oh, thank you, Crunchyroll. Are you sushi? Because I love sushi. Like, I am one with all that is. Okay, I feel the truth of this. I feel the truth of this. Okay, but I'm noticing that even though I feel the truth of this and I don't feel any resistance to it, I'm also struggling with, fill in the blank, money, job, love, right? So there's a distance between these two things, and the distance is us. So far, so good. But we have to take it further. Because if we say, well, it's us, then we're back into the patriarchal castle of it's my fault. It's not your fault. You were never told that you have a whole other set of tools at your disposal. You were actively discouraged from picking up that whole other set of tools. You were told it was weakness. You were told it was unimportant. You were taught that it gets in the way of you getting where you're going to go. You were taught that if you didn't just follow rules, you were damned for all time. You'd never get anywhere. You'd have no success. And you bought it because you needed to survive. You bought it young. We all did. You bought it young. So you didn't question it. And it became installed vibrationally. Right? It became installed vibrationally in your nervous system and your brain and your emotions. And then as you grew up, you learned to wrap thought around those. Yeah. And we've got to break it all the time, Anna Marie. We've got to break the pattern. We've got to interrupt the pattern. Who we naturally are is so much stronger than any of this garbage. I mean, naturally stronger, so much naturally stronger, that all we have to do is understand this truth and start to interrupt the pattern over and over again and wait and watch, and watch the patterns break. And then we go, oh, I get my relationship to the divine. I get it. I'm the one who interrupts the pattern. The divine is what comes through and goes, you're done. You're free. But if I never interrupt the pattern, have a nice time in jail. We don't deserve that. Right? We don't need that. Hell yeah. Anybody who listens to this crap is a warrior. Right? I mean, it's like, you see how many people come and then leave. I can't handle this bitch. What's going on? I understand. Chloe Love! Yay! Yay, Chloe. Good to see you. You know, it's my intention is to be such a damn central figure with this stuff that people can't avoid it because my timing is right. And that's not about, oh God, I'm so fabulous. Although, of course, I am. But no, it's not about me like, oh God, look at me. No, it's that this is the right time in human evolution for this information. I'm not the only one with information that is going to help us move into our new earth and creating our new earth. But this information is important. I know this because I started to be let off the hook by a woman named Jean. Oh, there we go again, brain. What is her name? Kilborn. Jean Kilborn, who put out the movie Killing Us Softly 4. Look it up on YouTube. And when you watch it, understand that it's not this thing is all about how we've all been hijacked by marketing, by Madison Avenue. It's all about that. It's all about how our brains, our subconscious has been hijacked to hold ourselves to standards that have nothing to frickin' do with who we are and what we're doing. Nothing at all. And that all the stuff we've been told to measure ourselves against is actually not even real. It's not even in reality. All of those beautiful people on the sides of billboards and buses and everything else, that doesn't exist. There are different parts of people put together to create a perfect image that you can then beat yourself up against. And you see how that works? Here's what looks perfect. I believe that this is perfection and that it exists. Here's how I see myself, which is not perfection. What's the gap? The gap is I'm such an idiot. I can't diet. Whatever your thing is. So we think the problem is we think it's us. I can't get it. No, the real problem is this. The real problem is that you've been told to believe in this, to believe that you are to blame instead of understanding you're in a system that took your brain and went, be over here. When you can take your brain, you can go, no, I'm going over here. I'm going to start practicing deprogramming myself. It is a matter of deprogramming, and you do it through emotion, you do it through sensing, and you do it through feeling, like physical feeling. You know, like when you're like really tense and you feel your shoulders go like this, you know, like that's your muscles relaxing. Oh, that made me feel better. That's good to remember. It's good to notice. All of the great beings throughout time have said that the answer lies within. And then they haven't really told us what the hell that means. At least not as far as I've seen. I have not read everything, so I could be full of crap. There could be lots of explanation out there that I'm not even aware of. Man, I don't mind being wrong. I really don't. Bring me some receipts. I'm like, that's cool. I wanna know where they are. And what they are. But for this time period, it is really important that we take the place that we have lived in our head and clear out the damn attic. Clean that shit out so that we can understand that there's more here. There's so much more here that's been buried under all of the thoughts. It's not been buried like it's a mystery. You're a mystery to you. It's not that. It's that you don't even know that this is your biggest tool. You don't know. You're like, yeah, sure, I felt something, so I have to manage my feelings. No, you don't. You have to frickin' listen to them. You have to learn from them. You have to converse with them. You have to have a relationship with them. You have to respond to them, not react to them, not, no. You feel that. Take a breath and ask yourself some questions. Whoa, wow, that was a really strong reaction. Let my response to it be, come in, sit down, take some tea. Let's have a conversation, okay? I'm not going to beat you up. Promise not to beat me up. Let's talk. Now you've got something going. Now you are in your healed state already. Already. You don't have to wait for the freaking answer. You just healed yourself. Oh, why? Because you gave yourself room to be. You brought in the feminine, you brought in the compassion, you brought in the mercy. And you can actually start to hear instead of constantly trying to protect yourself by, let me figure out what's going wrong so I can make it right. Let me see what's going wrong so I can protect myself by going numb. These are our automatic settings. It's not our fault. I'm just trying to point out what is. I'm not trying to make you wrong. I'm not going to sell you a 3-part system that tells you how to be right. I'm going to tell you what you need to do, where your actual power lies. And then you're going to decide if you want to go looking for it, if you want to start feeling, if you want to start noodling with your actual power. Because your power is not up here, not in your brain. Sorry. Your brain is a part of the full power of who you are. But you haven't even gotten all the tools in your tool belt. You've got like 2, and there's like 97 other repeat places for tools. And the tools are all there. It's not like they're not there. But you are not using them. You are not looking at them. Yeah, and that's beautiful, Anna Marie. Numb is a constant go-to, trying to interrupt it on a daily basis. Yes, and it's really, to me, it's like a moment-to-moment basis. So when I'm sitting here and I'm playing a game for like 30 frickin' minutes, and I'm aware that I'm playing this game for 30, oh, now it's 45 minutes. And the point is not to go, stop it, that's a terrible thing to do. That's not the point. The point is, okay, is there something that would really be like satisfying or fulfilling or something that would pull my system to be more attracted to it than to this numb state? That's a compassionate way to have a relationship with myself. Because if my internal self, the one doing 45 minutes on this thing, is a 3-year-old, and I go on and I go, you dumbass. Oh my God, how cruel. So I'm traumatizing myself. Every time we do that, we're traumatizing ourselves. Think about, I mean, this is real. This is not just like, oh, that's an interesting way to describe. You are literally impacting your insides. You are literally re-traumatizing yourself every time you treat yourself like crap. And I'm telling you this because I went through most of my life literally hating me and punishing me and trying to whip myself forward. And it did not work. It did not work. Oh, your service sucks. I'm so sorry, Chloe. I was having that trouble this morning when I was at the laundromat. And I'm like, Google.com. And then I waited for like 3 minutes. I'm like, yeah, okay, no. You literally hurt yourself. But you're like, that's okay, I don't feel it. I know. I know. You can. Yeah, as you get more and more aware of what's happening inside, of what's happening below the neck and not below the belt. Know what I'm saying? I mean, below the belt too, but the damage, Anna Marie, the damage is there, yes, but you know what? Do you remember the story that I don't know if you heard the story I told about when I was beating myself up when I first fell into homelessness and found myself staying in in a room that a friend had in his house, and I'm like lying there going, how did this happen? How could this happen to me? I don't understand. Like, I just feeling off. I must be an idiot. I'm such a moron. I had money and now I don't have any money, and now, just like, and then felt it in my body. Remember? And all I had to do, so you say damage, I say vibrational reality. Do you see the difference? Damage is like, oh, I have to go to the hospital in my brain, right? Damage. Oh, God. If I go vibrational crap, I can clean up my vibration. That's gentler. And it's quicker. And it's more complete. And it hits all different kinds of issues I didn't even know were tied to it. Cool, right? It's efficient. It's just efficient. Your brain likes efficient, so maybe that's a way to get around the guards at the castle door, right? It's efficient, right? Yeah. So like when I healed, when I interrupted the pattern enough with other feeling states of my, when I healed the depression with other healing states, and I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it over 5 days, writing, not just thinking it, writing. It gives you the externalization, it gives you the focus, write it. When I did that, the result, as I kept doing it over time and took it away from writing, not stopping writing, but adding in thinking in this way when I was in my life, suddenly I was having positive thoughts that never in a million years would I have gotten any other way. And it wasn't that I was doing it. I now had a new set of experiences that my brain could pull from so it could give me better data. Because the brain is designed to give you what has happened. That's its job. So we need to give it better data to pull from, but we can't do it through willpower. We can't do it by going, damn it, I'm just going to make this be true. That's just not how it works. Your emotional state, your vibrational state, your feelings, your senses, your intuitions, these are the things that win as far as determining the weather of your life from the inside out. So you can make as many New Year's resolutions as you want. You can tell me all day long, well, I know that's not the right thing to do. And I'm going to guarantee you that if you haven't done the work, you're still going to go out and do it. You're still going to go out and be a dumbass, because I have been. We cannot rely on our mind alone. The mind is a great servant, but we have to stop treating it like a leader, because it's not. The leader is your emotion. Thank you, Anna Marie. She goes, ha, true. It is true. It is true. It just is. I mean, it's even medically, like physically true, neurologically true. It's not that you're, God bless him, I love Mike Dooley so much. But his thing about thoughts create things, I always had a small problem with it. Like, really? Because then I think I'd have to interrupt my thoughts all that. I have to police my thoughts all the time. And that just caused a lot of stress. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And also, as a good depressive, past now, but good depressive, I'm like, no. People were going, well, when you got depressed, what were you thinking about? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking anything. I just suddenly felt this upsurge of, and it turns out that neurologically and physically, it's true. Your thoughts are not what start the chain. It is how you feel that starts the chain. Then your mind comes in and goes, oh, let me define that for you and let me focus on it. That's how it is. So if anybody ever tells, what were you thinking? I don't know, and I don't care. What I want to know is what I'm feeling. What am I feeling? And you do not have to be exact. Oh, for the love of Christ, please stop being a perfectionistic person about that. Well, I kind of feel this. Well, it sort of feels like this. That's good enough. Oh, I kind of feel like, well, I'm just really mad at myself. Okay. Why are you mad at yourself? Well, I just wish I were further along, or I wish I were better, or I wish I had more money, or what. Okay, I hear you. Yeah. So you can either have a conversation with yourself where you know how to start to work yourself into a slightly better feeling place, understanding that when you do that, you have transformed yourself, you have up-leveled permanently. You're on a different plane now. Or you can do what Abraham Hicks suggests, which is find a slightly better feeling thought so that you can at least not feel like crap. Everything is about how you feel. The reason everything's about how you feel, at this time in our evolution especially, is because we've been not only ignoring it, but shaming it, running away from it, submerging it. I mean, why do you think there's so much mental illness in our country? If you submerge 90% of who you are, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to back up on yourself. You need to think on behalf of yourself, and yourself is created of masculine and feminine, not just the masculine. You've got to allow yourself to frickin' feel. Yeah, I call it the 1% solution. You cannot just jump into the deep end of your emotions if you've been avoiding them your entire life. But you can dip your toe in and go, that's weird. Let me look at that. And if it's too much for you, then do what I did and get a therapist. But not a therapist that'll tell you something's wrong with you or what it is, but a therapist who will help you discover what is right with yourself, where your strengths are, and how to explore what's happening for you that you can see and stand in relationship to, in authority, in sistership, brothership, not in self-blame. Self-blame, stop it. It hasn't done a freaking thing for you. You already know how to take responsibility for screwing up because you're always assuming you're screwing up. You are going from the assumptive set point, which has been inculcated in you, that you're just wrong. I must be wrong. What if you were right? What if there was just nothing but rightness about you? Then what? Then how do you look at the things that aren't going well? What do you mean? I mean, you can look at stuff that is wrong and go, I have to punish myself till I get to do it right. Or I can look at stuff and go, that's a certain vibrational frequency. That's a certain, here's how I feel about that. Oh, okay, well, let me challenge my certainties about how I'm all screwed up and instead go, I don't like that feeling. What am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling frustrated AF because I'm like, I apparently can't get anywhere. And then you go, wait a minute, that sounds like the patriarchal castle. That sounds like the patriarchal loops that just put me back into self-blame, 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 self-hatred. That doesn't get me anywhere. If it got you anywhere, my God, we'd all be on our own islands, flying around in little one-person planes to visit each other. I just keep thinking of that wonderful line from the movie The Help. Ain't you tired, Miss Hilly? Ain't you tired? Are you tired enough to dare yourself to feel? To dare yourself to notice just to notice the patterns, okay? Because the healing is not, I got to go from here to here. No, the healing is, I've got to realize where I am and soften to it. That's the healing. Very different game. Completely different game, right? The only game we've been taught to play is what's wrong? How do I fix it? There's something wrong with me. I have to fix it. As long as you do that, you're stuck in the castle tower, hitting yourself over the head with a plastic bat. It's not helping. Not helping. The minute you stop and go, wait a minute, I know this game. The minute you give yourself an honest feedback about, has this been helping me? Has this ever helped me with my life? And if it has, find out what the limitations are, because I promise you there are nothing but limitations. And instead you go, I see the pattern. Let me see if I can make room for this experience, give it oxygen. What the heck? I suddenly became God. Okay, hold on, guys. There we go. See if I can give it some oxygen so that I can receive, I can let myself unfold. It is a completely different game. And it's one that you win the minute you do it. You're in your healed state the minute you do it. That doesn't mean, when I say you're in your healed state, I don't mean now you don't have to worry about freaking anything because nothing will ever hurt again. No, but your relationship to the hurt is going to be totally different. You're going to be able to move through the hurt very quickly and with great agency. And that's, again, a whole different game. You're not going to suffer. You're going to synthesize. That was good. I like that. You're going to have suffering. Suffering is a part of life. Ask the Buddhists. They got that one on lock, okay? It's a part of life. We are tied in by our literal nerve endings to the stuff that happens in our lives. You know? We feel it. We feel it. Chloe says, Jonathan Ashford talks about your two halves, human and soul. The human will suffer, the soul loves ourselves through it. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm going to say, how? This is what I want us to be absolute. Thank you, Paragon. This is what I want us to be fierce about. Not tense about, not struggling about, not self-blaming about, but fierce about saying, I deserve this. I deserve to have the experience. Our therapy for real. Yeah, Paragon, you are too right. How you feel is the most important thing in your entire life, which sounds completely batty, right? Sounds wrong. Sounds like, what are you talking? How could that even be true? How is that possible? What are you talking about? But it's true. Think about it. Think about when you feel better. Don't you do better? Think about when you feel better. Don't things go better for you that day? More often than not, like 95% of the time. I mean, all of life, all of our lives come from us. What is it I did today? I got so ticked off. I don't know, I think I dropped a bag or something. Everything came. Oh, that's what I was getting ready to cook something, and I was putting stuff into a plastic container. I turned around to put it in the fridge and opened the fridge, and the fridge knocked the thing out of my hand and threw all the food all over the floor. And I was like, what the hell? What happened? What happened? Why? But where once upon a time I would have been like, what the hell? I'm a good person. Why do you make... And also the other part I have that's completely bat spit crazy in my head is like, come on, fridge, work with me. Just saying. But then I was like, what was it about my energy? And I'm like, there's no way for me to know, so I'm just going to let it go. Because I know that the energy I'm looking for, I have the energy of the moment, and what I'm looking for is being able to live in more harmony with me. Because that's going to change, that's going to make my life everything I want it to be. And if I keep choosing to beat the crap out of myself, to keep thinking and feeling things that are negative in terms of their impact on how I feel and how I think and what I sense, I'm buying into a system. So this isn't about, here's your magic pill, see it once and you're free. This is, here's how over a much, much shortened time frame, you actually heal every frickin' day. Because every freaking day you're interrupting the pattern, and every freaking day you're getting kinder, and every freaking day you are growing your self-confidence because and your faith in yourself, because the faith in yourself is the faith that you'll be kind to you. That's the faith you're having. You're having faith in the reality of these actual things like compassion and mercy and love and kindness, and you're having faith in that you are growing them. Having faith in some external mystical thing, what the hell good does that do you? Now, it does, some people it does good for. So if it's doing good for you, you have to keep it, right? Because it moves you forward. But please understand, you are the manufacturer of all that because you are one with that thing. You are one with that energy that is pure positive love. You are one with that. You are created of it. Every freaking pore in your body is made of that. And we have free will, which is good news and bad news. Because free will means we get to decide where to focus, but we've been enculturated. Look at the negative, look at the dark, look at the stuff that's wrong, and try to fix it. Screw that. You can do that all day long, and you are going to do it all day long. But into your day, you can invite some other habits, can't you? You can invite some other thoughts. Like, oh, there it is again. There's that patriarchal castle making me feel crappy about myself. There it is. I see it. I see what she's talking about. You don't want to just believe what I'm saying. You want to find the truth of this within your own psyche and your own emotional set points. And you want to do that with everybody and everything that comes into your field. You want to think for yourself. You want to feel for yourself. You want to, and think of it as a very different place, like you're standing in a different relationship to your life. And you're not used to standing in that relationship. You spend an entire freaking lifetime going, I suck, I suck, I suck, I suck. How do I fix it? I suck, I suck, I suck. So it's going to take a little bit of reorientation, a little bit of thinking about it, a little bit of, maybe I could, I don't know. But I think the primary thing is to understand that whatever it is that you're thinking or feeling, if it is making you miserable, there is going to be some aspect that's going to make it, that can make it worse. And it's always the patriarchal rules of you don't matter, how you feel doesn't matter, you are a loser, and try anyway, try really hard, because maybe you'll get enough money to not have to feel. Well, that's nonsense. I think I've told you the story before. I'm going to have to find out if this is truly, I was told this was real, of the billionaire who started to lose his touch, started coming down to the multi-millions, then to the millions, and when he got to 1 million, he unalived himself. Because he was just terrified. Because to him, 1 million was like 10 cents for us. Because that's the way money works. That's the way money works. What I mean is, that's the way it works in our psyche. Like, we judge what's enough and what's not enough. And like, he was used to living billionaire. So as he kept losing control, it was like, he could not face it. And I understand. So, yes, Anna Maria, I'd rather be abundant in love and peace, etc. Yes. Oh my God, Paragon, true. Some high-earning doctors go into debt. I'll bet a lot of them do. Because it's not like anybody taught us how to think about money, how to have a relationship with money, and how to deal with money. Like, you know what my dad taught me? Bless him, he taught me to be afraid of it. Because he was. That's all he taught me. Hold on to that stuff. Hold on to it really tight. So then he passed, and he left me the money that he and my mother had accrued. And it's gone. Because I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know what to do with it. I had no relationship to it other than fear. So here I had hundreds of thousands of dollars. And yet I used it to go try to make enough money to not worry. Do you see how this screws up the mind? Do you see how this hijacks? So when the money starts to flow again, it's going to be a whole different relationship. Because when you're standing in what's the word I'm looking for? You're like the slave to the money. Like the money is stronger than you, and it's a problem. It's a problem. And money's the trickiest one of all of them, in my opinion. For me, it is, because it's what we need to survive. So it's not like it's tied to something important. It's only tied to survival. But you can still make strides. I did. I do. I continue to. But when I was just like, just so poor, like so poor, so scared, like I can't, can I spend $5? You know what I mean? I started working on what is my perspective? Like, where can I let in some feelings of wealth, of me being wealth? What would that mean to you? No, it's not moving forward, Anna Marie. It's not how I would put it. I would say it's more about let me expand. Let me expand my understanding. I did keep moving forward. I'm a perseverer. I'm an absolute perseverer. But yes, move forward with your expansion, right? Exactly. You know. Oh no, chat. How are we supposed to communicate well in chat? We're good. You don't need to apologize for a thing. And yeah, I get that's what you meant. The only way to change this stuff is through our feeling body. It's not through our minds. It's not. Now you can clear the mind. You can give the mind something to do by saying, okay, if this is true, if this energy stuff and emotion stuff is true, hey, Claude.ai, hey, Chat GPT, whatever the hell you use. Hey, how is this possible? Is this true? In physics, in medicine, in psychology, in neurology, how is this actually true? This will clear your mind. It will give it something to do, not something that's not important, something that's very important, because it is going to fight your ass until you get that what I'm telling you is not just Lori's favorite things to say. It's the frickin' truth. It's the physics truth. It's the astrological truth. It's the neurological truth. It's the nervous system truth. It's the frickin' truth of you, your body. But you have to go research this. You have to go look this stuff up. Do it with AI, I'm telling you. It's completely amazing. You will get all the answers you need in record time. You'll be able to sit with it and go, what the hell? I had no idea. Well, if it's true that it's just what Lori said about energy, if it really is energy, if that's really the source code, if that's really the place, the pattern interrupt, then when I'm over here taking the workshop about self-confidence and I'm being given the 5-step process, do those match for me? And if they match, you're good. If they don't, you got a decision to make. That's all. That's all. That's authority of your life. Do these two things match? Is this thing that I'm doing over here, is it high enough for where I am and where I want to be and who I want to be? And if the answer is no, you've got a choice to make. But it's your choice. Sometimes that can feel horrible. Damn, I don't want to choose. I understand. But it's still your choice. It's nobody else is going to choose for you. It's not going to happen. We may wish they would. And that's why, because it gets tiring. And that's why we need to balance. We need to have doing the work and also screwing off. Let me go watch a damn movie. Let me go play 45 minutes of games on my phone. Let me go read a book. Let me go do some drawing. Look at this. Look what I'm making. So I bought this white, what the hell is this, lampshade. And I painted all over it and did my thing. And then I thought, I'm going to put some stuff on this. I'm gonna make this thing, and then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it on somewhere, eBay or, oh, well, thank you, Chloe, love. Thanks, Paragon, you guys. That's great. I'm gonna put it on like eBay and go, this is a Kirstein original. My last name is Kirstein. It's a Kirstein original. I'm gonna put it up there for $500. I'm gonna line this thing with, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna line it with red velvet. Auction it? Really? Tell me about that, Paragon. So I'm going to put this inside. Look at the back side of this stuff. It's gold. How cool is that? But I'm going to like line the inside of this with this. So that the earrings that I have on here, that you can see the backing, you won't be able to see the backing. Chloe, thank you for that. She says I did a beautiful job. I feel like I'm not quite done yet. I got some more stuff I could put on it, but I don't just throw things on. They have to really they have to work. So here, this side is so funny. I was at my Friday, what is it called? Potluck. And one woman who's like, she will never hold back. She's like, this side, she goes, not for nothing, but I don't think it works. I said, you know what? We'll just see how it all pans out. And as far as I'm concerned, that's fine. It's fine. Because this is my style. Not everybody's going to like this. Some people are going to look at that and go, God, that's trash. What did you do? Did you vomit on the shade? What's your problem? I understand. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's my freaking cup of tea. That side is everything. Which, this one? Because I love this. I think this, and there's like an earring right here that I have. Isn't that cool? Yeah. There's so many cool things on here, guys. It's just like, I just think it's freaking cool. Is it? Yeah, it could be Etsy. It could be Etsy. So if I auction it, is that better than trying to sell it? I mean, will I get a bunch of money, more money if I auction it than if I just go, hey, this is $500? Really? Oh, I could see how much it's worth. Oh, oh. But now I don't have an Etsy store right now, so if I go and put this up there, it's going to be all about the SEO, right? Because people don't know me on Etsy. Like they don't know to look for me. So would it be all about the SEO, or would it be about also sharing the Etsy thing on TikTok? Probably. Fascinating. I want to tell you guys something that is so helpful. Do any of you have a business, or you would like to have a business? Because I have a really important piece of AI information for you. That is what I am currently doing, and you're going to want to know. Anybody here thinking, oh my God, I have this thing that I would love to do. I have these ideas. I want to be a thought leader or anything like that. Because if you do, then I can tell you some really cool stuff that I'm doing. So I'm going to assume that somebody wants to hear this, even if it's just on the replay. But what I did was I've taken the majority of my Substack posts, the majority of my YouTube video transcripts, the just and the TikTok stuff, and I've given it to Claude. And I've said, can you help me structure this? Like, I want to get this out into the world. Like, let's go already. I've waited long enough. And it went, sure, upload all of it. And I went, shh. And it said, we're gonna put it together in terms of topic and what. I'm like, shh, that would have taken, without AI, forget it. Forget it. If I'd even tried, which I probably would have because I persevere, it would have been another 5 years. And instead, getting my information out there, getting all of this information out to people who frickin' need it, who aren't as brilliant as you guys are to show up and listen to this crazy woman. In 5 months, I may be able to be out there or less. 5 weeks, who knows? I don't know. Anything's possible. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of innovation. We're in the age of AI. I mean, what the hell can't we do? It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I dig this. I dig my artwork. And I don't just mean the stuff I stuck on it, but I mean the actual painting that I did and stuff. Like, I love it. I love my art. By the way, you can buy my art. You can. Where am I? I'm on Fine Art America. If you've never been to Fine Art America, hold on to your wallet, by the way, because Fine Art America has so many incredible artists on it. You'd have to look up my name. It might have the middle initial in there. I'm not sure. But I'm also on something that's much cheaper because Fine Art America is really like wall art, and you can get stuff put onto metal plates and onto linen, and you can choose how big you want. What am I trying to say? The mat to be. If you're going to be framing it, you can look at what kind of frame you want. Do you want wood? Do you want reflective? Like what? You'll go insane. It's so cool. But I'm also on Redbubble, and I think this is who I am. Whimsical Art. I think this is my name over there. And there's where you can get like t-shirts and greeting cards and stuff you can actually like afford if you're not flush. And I would appreciate it if you would consider, if anything grabs your fancy, if you would purchase it, let me know that you've done so I can personally thank you. Ubble? What's Ubble, Anna Marie? Red Bubble. Redbubble. Thanks, Paragon. Here, let me be sure I'm giving you the right thing. Redbubble.com. Yes, I am. It's this. Anna Marie, it's... That's what it really is. Let's see here. Let me see if it will let me give you like a... Yeah, it's whimsical art. Okay, you're on your own. I can't talk and look for that at the same time, actually. So yeah, I'm on that. I'm also on Society 6. Society 6 is where my black and white stuff is, and I love my black and white stuff. Yeah, I got into a phase where I was using black paper, which I do a lot actually. I was using black paper, and then I was using a white ink, not ink pen, a white like art pen. That's so cool. It's just so cool. Anybody else here love to draw or anything? Like anybody here into a creative thing? Science is creative too, I have to say, right? Drawing it like it's such a cool thing, man. And writing. God, do I love to write. Holy moly. Paint and collage. Ooh. What kind are we doing? Oil paints or water paint? Capture the whole monitor screen. I'm trying to figure out. Ooh, I think I figured something out. You guys, here, I'm going to show you something. This is cool. Where am I? FineArtAmerica.com. I can't believe I just finally found this. What an amazing thing. Oh, go away. Go away. Okay. Lori Kirstein is my name. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to TikTok here, and I'm going to say window capture. And I'm going to go to... Here this. Oh my God. Can you see that, you guys? Can you see the Fine Art America site? Somebody let me know in chat if you could see it. No. Okay, hold on. Add source. Let's see if this helps. Try it now, guys. See if you can see it now. You can see in your laptop, Paragon? Shoot, it's not really showing me that it's showing you. So I have to wonder, is it still working? It should be. Okay, anyway. Th yes, what is it you're showing? Okay, so, ugh, crikey. So do you see all of the colorful images on the screen and then the black and white swan in the middle at the top? If you see a swan in the middle at the top, then okay, well, one of you does. That's great. You see niente? Ugh. Huh. Can't do a thing about that. Well, when you go to here, let me see if I can grab. Yeah, oh, here we go. This is going to be helpful. I'm going to put the link for this. Oh, for heaven's sake. In here. There you go. Now I don't know how to take it off. Here, let's see. No video signal. Well, then hide that and hide that. Maybe that's the deal. Cool. I had this epiphany some years ago. I've loved to draw forever. And I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I was drawing and I was like, but I didn't go to art school, therefore it must not be that good. And then I realized that I had this like epiphany moment of that's ridiculous. And so I started making greeting cards of it and putting them into bookstores. I was living in Vermont at the time. And I didn't sell a lot, but I also didn't know squat about marketing at the time. So I felt like the big breakthrough was I get to do this. I get to just have fun. And so I did. You guys are really awesome. I just thank you so much because, my goodness, you just make life better. What can I tell you? Actually, no. I am born under the sign of Capricorn with Cancer rising and an Aquarius moon. Yeah. My father was an Aquarius. All right, guys. I think I need to keep working on my lampshade and maybe should I do Etsy or should I just like I don't know. I don't know. Everybody enjoy. I will look at Etsy and will I be here tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Right. So, am I right? I'm like, what is happening to my head? Yes, I'll be here tomorrow at 5. Maybe I should change that time because we certainly don't have a lot of people here at this time, but I'm glad you guys are here. Lots of love, my friends.